Passport Mommy with Michelle Jerson is a show about the journey of motherhood. Joining you on your greatest adventure, here's Michelle Jerson, the Passport Mommy.
Thanks so much for joining. I'm Michelle Jerson, the Passport Mommy. And as a mom to a 20-month-old who is always changing in amazing ways, I am in awe every single day, but definitely no expert when it comes to parenting. However, on the show, we have many who are today, and that is why I'm excited to have with me Mary OBrien. She is the Regional Marketing Manager for Babyganics, and she has been a good friend since the beginning, since my daughter was born, and I'm thrilled to have her with me today. Hi, Mary.
Hey, Michelle. How are you?
Good. So you were telling me you just got back from the American Academy of Pediatrics conference.
I was just there in Orlando a few weeks ago, the beginning of November. It was an amazing conference. It was over 10,000 pediatricians and nurse practitioners, and then also residents who are going to be specializing in the pediatric field. So it was a really awesome experience. I was obviously, there on behalf of Babyganics. It was great to get some face time with these medical professionals who are, dealing with our babies and children every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Because just for those who aren't familiar with Babyganics, which it is such a well-known brand, but you have such an array of products, everything for keeping baby healthy with during the winter time, with flu season, to dry skin, to sunscreen. And so we'll get into all of that. But what would you say some of the hot topics were this year at this conference?
Eczema and atopic dermatitis. For whatever reason, it seems to be on the rise in babies and children these days. Another hot topic was teething remedies. There's been a really big ban that has hit the news, which I'm sure you've seen being a mom. The FDA banned benzocaine, which is a numbing agent that was very popular in a lot of teething products on the market.
Yes.
So a lot of pediatricians were looking for a much better solution for them to recommend because a lot of parents are coming and saying, hey, I'm going to stores and the shelves are empty. What do I do?
Right, exactly.
We make an awesome teething product. It's coconut oil, clove oil, and a drop of stevia for taste. So we do make a really awesome teething product and solution for that.
That's terrific. So tell me about some of the other products that you have. You mentioned eczema, and I know you have a lot of creams for the skin.
Yeah, so we do make a really awesome eczema cream. I love it myself. I don't have eczema, but, it's winter time. Everybody has dry, itchy skin, so it's great for any dry, itchy skin. We also have a sister product to that is our therapy wash. So a lot of eczema bath products on the market are additives that you add to the bath water. Ours is a little different. It's an actual wash that you gently wash baby's skin with, and it's very, very soothing. All of our eczema products have 1% colloidal oatmeal, which is what, you're looking for in terms of, a product to help with the eczema.
Right, exactly. And I personally am a huge fan of Babyganics, and I have been using your little sanitizing foam bottles since the beginning, and they're great to carry around everywhere I go, and it's easy. It's a few sprays, and their hands are clean. So it helps with flu season and just all around when the babies are playing with other kids in daycare, wherever.
Oh, yes. Our hand sanitizer is one of our more popular products. I love our hand sanitizer. It's super gentle. It's alcohol-free. You mentioned the foam. We have some great sizes in the foam. We have the on-the-go size for the diaper bag or your purse. We also make, a larger pump. A lot of moms like to keep that around the diaper changing table and around the house, if they just came home with a baby, and families coming over to visit. And then we also actually make our alcohol-free hand sanitizer in wipe form as well. They come in really great tubs that a lot of moms, even with older kids, like to keep in the car for when kids are on the go, coming from sports or practice and things like that. And then we also make, which are my personal favorite, we make individually wrapped alcohol-free hand sanitizer wipes, and they come in a bag of 75. And I love that because it's convenient. You can just throw a handful in all of your bags, so you always have a few on the ready.
Yeah, we've definitely used those. Those are in our bags, and they're great because you could sprinkle them. You buy a big package worth, but they're all individually wrapped, so you can divide them within all your bags. So no matter which one you grab, you have some.
I have them in all my coat pockets, in my work bag, all my personal bags, the cup holder of my car. I use them to clean my phone.
Yep, they are great. So what other products are you making for the season to help with the flu and just overall sickness?
We do make some Remedy products. These are really great. And actually one of them is one of my personal favorites. So we actually make a vapor bath, and we use a blend of essential oils within the bath. It's a bubble bath. And, I actually use it as my body wash every day personally as an adult. I love it on a mesh sponge. Our bubble bath really gets nice and foamy and wonderful in the shower. And it has a very, a nice uplifting, mintiness to it. And then a sister product to that is another product that I really love. We do make a chest release stick, again, with the blend of essential oils. And I really love it because you can apply it, I like to put it on my chest, and then I like to take a warm washcloth just to really help, especially if you're congested and you're just trying to calm down, trying to get to sleep, relax, things like that. And I know a lot of parents with toddlers really love it for that as well.
Yeah. And you bring up a good point that you use a lot of these products, as do I. And that's the thing, just because it says Babyganics, obviously it's great because the ingredients are made gentle enough for a baby. But why shouldn't we use them too?
Oh, my dad is obsessed with our laundry detergent. It is literally the only laundry detergent. My dad has super sensitive skin. He tried every free, every clear, everything, and he would still feel itchy. And when you're that sensitive, that's really, that kind of gets annoying after a while. And then I started working here 2 years ago, and I gave him some of our laundry detergent. And I said, Daddy, just try this. And he called me 2 days later, and he was like, oh my gosh, I have not itched for the first time in my life. So, our laundry detergent's really, really great. It's triple concentrated. It really, truly works. And again, if you know anybody with sensitive skin, or skin issues, because we do make a fragrance-free option in almost all of our products, it's a really great solution.
So with a lot of people going away for the holidays, maybe they're going to warmer climates, you also make great sunscreens and bug sprays.
Yeah. So it's actually one of our top SKUs is our sunscreen. So our sunscreen is an SPF 50, It's a mineral-based sunscreen. It's UVA and UVB protection, water and sweat resistant for 80 minutes. And what I find is super important is that it's also tear-free. Again, I know who I work for, but I also like to keep an eye on the competition. And, one day I was kind of looking at the shelves of other baby sunscreens on the market, and a lot of them are not tear-free. And, I think, if you've got a little baby in the pool and water splashes on baby's face, I think that's something that's super important. And then our bug spray is really great. It's a little luxurious, as we like to say. It's a blend of essential oils. And we recommend that parents spray into the hands and then apply to their children directly. And then, of course, besides sunscreen, don't forget things like, your sun hats, your rash guards, your umbrellas, things like that. It's also super important. And another note that I think a lot of parents don't realize about sunscreen and being outdoors is a full application of sunscreen is 1 ounce. It's about a shot glass worth. And you do have to reapply every 2 hours or so. Reapplication is very, very key. And I think a lot of people forget to do that.
Also, you may not be necessarily at the beach or somewhere where you're thinking about the sun, but just every day walking around, especially if you live in a city and you're just walking with your children, you have to remember to put that sunscreen on every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Their arms, their legs that are sticking out of the stroller, things like that. And, just because it's shady out or cloudy out, the sun still can get through. So it's really important to, apply.
Yep, absolutely. So what would you say are the top products if, say, a new mom wanted to go out and she was on a budget? What should she absolutely go get? Because you also make diapers. We didn't even get into that. And the diapers are great and they're affordable.
We do. We have awesome diapers and wipes. For me personally, I love our wipes. Our wipes are fragrance free. I mentioned before we make so many fragrance free options. Our wipes are fragrance free. I think they're a really great level of wetness compared to other wipes on the market. They're also a really great size. They're kind of a must-have in my opinion. We also make an awesome shampoo body wash if you're a new mom, which is really great. Babies can take bubble baths for the first few months. So our shampoo body wash is actually a foam. It's a 2-in-1. A pump or two will wash baby from head to toe. And since it's a foam and it's pre-dispensed, you don't need to stand there at the sink with, this tiny little baby. Oh my gosh, gosh, now I have to make a lather and I've got this little peanut and we're crying and we're trying to have a bath, we kind of make that solution for you. We also make a really great, again, we love foam over here at Babyganics. We make a really awesome dish and bottle soap, which is really great at breaking down the milk residue in your bottles and things like that. It's really great at removing the smell. And also if you're a breastfeeding mom, it's really, really awesome at cleaning your breast pump parts because it's a foam. It's a very sensitive machine and you know that it's rinsed nice and clean.
Like I said, I have the whole line of products in my household. I've loved it from the beginning, and I love the foam as well. So easy to use. Let's tell everybody, where can they go to get Babyganics products?
Sure, absolutely. So we are at Target, Walmart, Amazon, and of course, Bye Bye Baby. And then we're also in some food and drug retailers all around the country. In the Northeast, we have Stop and Shop. In the Southeast, you've got Publix, Meijer, Safeway. You can find us, in the grocery. It's a little more grab and go. Hey, I'm going grocery shopping. I need a tube of sunscreen. I need a bottle of bubble bath, things like that.
Right.
And then we're also in CVS and Walgreens as well. Same sort of idea. And the SKUs that are in the CVS and Walgreens are also a little bit more remedy focused. You can definitely get the eggs and cream there. You can definitely get our teething pods there as well. And when in doubt, Amazon. Amazon's everybody's friend.
Exactly. Mary O'Brien, Regional Marketing Manager for Babyganics. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks so much, Michelle.
You're welcome. I'm Michelle Jerson, the Passport Mommy. More coming up in a few.
Passport Mommy with Michelle Jerson. Passport Mommy with Michelle Jerson is a show about the journey of motherhood. Joining you on your greatest adventure, here's Michelle Jerson, the Passport Mommy.
Thanks so much for joining. I'm Michelle, the Passport Mommy, and I have with me the founder of Girls Gone Happy, Justine Haemmerli. She is an amazing woman. She is a young mom, and she's also founder of one of the best-selling products called the Motherhood Deck. Thank you so much, Justine, for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. So the Motherhood Deck provides question and topic cards, all related to motherhood. I want to hear all about this.
Yeah, sure. So the Motherhood Deck's one of 4 decks that we sell through Girls Gone Happy. And as you mentioned, they all have question and topic cards. And so you can use them by yourself. A lot of women use them for a sort of morning practice of reflection or journaling, or just sticking them in their pocket and taking them on the subway as they go to work. And then a lot of women use them in a group together. They're really amazing tools for helping to kind of cut through the fluff and have some deeper conversations about things that we're all going through that, we might gloss over otherwise. So yeah, that's sort of the gist of them. And the Motherhood Deck is full of topics that are about motherhood. There's cards in there for toys and sleep and your body. But there's also a lot of cards in there that are just about being a person who happens to also be a mom, like spirituality and your sense of purpose and friendships, things that existed before baby and continue after baby comes.
Yeah, it's really funny because I think there was one day that I just woke up and I thought, oh my gosh, everything I'm doing every second of my day, whether it's the message boards I belong to now on Facebook or any of my groups, everything is mom, 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 baby, baby, baby. Yep. And I was like, wait, I need my life back again. A little bit of it, just a little.
Yeah, you can really get lost in the sauce there.
Yeah.
and there will be those periods of time where you kind of have to, right? When your baby's going through a sleep regression, or you have a newborn, or you're just trying to sort of figure out a big new transition. But then there are those other quieter moments where you're like, where did I go? What about my life?
Exactly. That's why I think it's so important every so often to have that girls' night out still, because it's needed. And I know when I had my baby girl and she was first born, I thought there's no way I'm going out. I can't go out. I can't do anything. And I was fine with it. And then the first night I went out, I thought, oh my God, I need to do this more often.
Yes, you broke the seal.
Exactly. So how did you start Girls Gone Happy?
So I had a previous business where I was doing a lot of career coaching with women, and I was running a lot of workshops and programs around using your time thoughtfully and work-life balance. And one of the programs that I had designed was called Girls Gone Happy, and it was for women to come and eat dinner and do a workshop for 2 hours on a different topic. And part of it was to have space in our busy lives for just personal reflection and goal setting and just kind of taking stock of things. And then the other half of it was really to help ladies make friends. A lot of the women who I had as clients for career coaching shared with me their struggles just to make intimate, real solid friendships as adults. You know, you're out of school, and whether or not you're partnered, it can be hard to kind of find your ladies and your people. And so that was really what that space was about. And it was so powerful. I thought I need to find a way to make this accessible to other women, you know, not where we are. What would that look like? And so I came up with this idea of the cards that you can, again, use by yourself or in a group. And that was important to me.
Right. And you know what? And I think they are so important because like you were saying, you know, a lot of times, you know, people who see us out with their babies, they might think, oh, it's so cute. And oh, she's so happy. And oh, pregnancy is so wonderful. And I always laugh at people who talk about the glow in pregnancy because I don't know. I just wasn't one of those women who had that.
I'm like, I am sweating profusely. Right. That's what that is. Right. Everything's hard. That's why I'm glowing.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's really important to like have these cards and to normalize these experiences that we all have and to know that other people are going through them as well.
Yeah, I could not agree more. I was honestly shocked when I was working as a coach and I was having these intimate private conversations with my clients, and I just kept hearing the same things over and over and over again. And each woman I spoke to felt like she was the only one struggling with it. Yeah. And I thought to myself, something's not right here, you know, for all of these women to be going through something so universal and shared and feeling really alone in it, even if they have friends that they talk to about it, just feeling like something's wrong with them for feeling that way or not normal. So I truly, even just being able to validate for someone that they're not the only one feeling that way is so healing. So I could not agree with you more on how important that is.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I will say that when my daughter was born at the beginning, I tried to go out or, you know, maybe after 3 months and I tried to go to classes and nobody really talked to each other. And I thought, oh, this is not what I thought, you know, and it was, and finally I found that group of moms and it's wonderful to have that. So tell me, where can people go to read more about what you do and how to order the Motherhood Deck?
Yeah, so our website is girlsgonehappy.org, and there's information there about all of the different decks. So again, there's this Motherhood Deck, and there's also a few others for different topics in life. And you can buy them there and read all about them. There's testimonials there, and then we're going to be adding other products to accompany them in the new year that'll be there as well.
Great. That sounds terrific. Well, Justine, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday with your little nugget.
Thank you. You too, with yours as well. We didn't even get into how you balance it all, so we'll have to do that another time. But I'm always in awe of these women who start their own businesses, have an amazing product, and also balancing motherhood. More coming up in just a few.
Passport Mommy with Michelle Jerson. Passport Mommy with Michelle Jerson is a show about the journey of motherhood. Joining you on your greatest adventure, here's Michelle Jerson, the Passport Mommy.
Excited to have with me Kristin McGee. She is a celebrity yoga and Pilates instructor in New York City. She is the star of over 100 videos, a contributing editor at Health Magazine, and a spokeswoman for many brands and causes that she believes in. She also appears frequently on television. She is a proud mom to 3, so she sure keeps herself busy. Kristin, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. So tell me, you have so much going on. I love your Instagram page. You have so many motivational fitness pictures. You're welcome. And I know you have new news. Tell me about the new news first, because it's very exciting.
Oh, it's so exciting. We just launched yesterday. I have become one of the first 3 yoga instructors for Peloton. They are the digital cycling brand that live streams classes all across the world. They started with the cycling studio. They just very recently added a treadmill and a treadmill studio. And now they have launched a yoga studio. And so I'm thrilled to be able now to share yoga across the world with as many people as possible, and also live in New York to have a studio space now where if anyone lives here or is visiting here, they can come and take my class.
That is amazing, because what I love about Peloton is that if you are a new mom or just a mom that for whatever reason can't get to the gym, or even if you do have a gym membership, but you just love these workouts, you can do it in the comfort of your own home, but still have the benefit of a world-class instructor.
I totally agree with you. You just summed that up so well too.
Well, very good. So tell me, you have been at this for such a long time. Tell me about the Pilates and the yoga instruction that you do.
I discovered yoga when I first started acting school at NYU in the early 90s. And this was before yoga was even popular, and it was very off the grid back then. But we were doing it to warm us up for a stage and connect with our breath and feel really free in our bodies. I fell in love with it. I certified to teach in 1997, and I started teaching in a lot of the local gyms. Crunch used to be a big gym back in the day, and I was teaching at yoga studios. And in 2003, an MTV producer was in one of my yoga classes and asked me to lead the first MTV yoga video.
Wow.
I put my name out on the map and introduced it. Was mainstreaming yoga back then even. It was funny, we had physical VHS and DVD tape of the MTV yoga. And in the meantime, since I was teaching at all these clubs, they kept asking me to sub Pilates classes. And so I certified to teach Pilates as well. And we also created a Pilates DVD for MTV as well. So we had 2 yoga, 2 Pilates. And after that, I started creating my own content, filming my own DVDs, trying to find ways to just keep getting content to people, because people were hungry for it and they wanted to work out with me. And I was so happy. It made me thrilled to see that people were getting results and people were falling in love with yoga. And so I started contributing for Health Magazine in 2007. Okay. And in 2009, I got married. I have 3 boys now. You might even hear one of the twins in the background. I have 2-year-old twins and a 5-year-old who's in kindergarten. And it got to a point where it was really hard to keep up with all my scheduling and my privates and my classes. And that's when I found the world of Instagram and social media to be extremely beneficial, because I could get bite-sized content to moms and to women, like you were saying, especially new moms who don't have much time to work out or who are extremely overwhelmed and rushing around. I could even show them, 3 or 5 moves they could do when they were on the mat with their babies, or ways to repair a diastasis recti if you've had an abdominal tear after having kids. To be able to get back to people, email people, text people, direct message them through Instagram and share resources and tips and help moms has just been so wonderful. And I just feel so happy that I can do this.
Yeah. And speaking of the diastasis, I was looking at your Instagram and I saw your picture when you were pregnant and your picture after you were pregnant, healing your diastasis. And if that's not motivation, I don't know what is. Because
oh my gosh, thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, that just goes to show, because so many moms have that after their first pregnancy, or they might even have it before they get pregnant and not even know it. So to have
not even realize it. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me through yoga and through Pilates, if somebody is currently pregnant, because I know there's a lot of misconceptions, what are some good moves that they can do?
I'm so glad you said this, because I feel like a lot of women are afraid to exercise these days. And I always remind people, you're pregnant, you're not injured. You're growing this life in you, and you want to really listen to your body, but there's still so much you can do. Downward facing dog, pigeon pose is a wonderful hip opener, cat cow, where you're on your hands and knees and you arch and round the spine. Pelvic tilts are amazing for women who feel comfortable on their back for a few seconds or minutes. Hip bridges are amazing as well. It really strengthens the glute and the pelvic floor and the entire lower back, which can get crampy and tight and stiff and strained when you're pregnant.
Right.
You can do modified planks. The planks and some of the ab work is where you have to be really careful with the diastasis. So whenever you see something that's called coning or doming, where it looks like the center of your abs kind of make a little pyramid, that's when you want to back off. So the goal is to strengthen the transverse core, the deepest layer of abdominal muscle. It acts like a girdle. And you can do that by just almost thinking of hugging your baby towards your back. And if you're not pregnant right now, or if you start to visualize like that inner corset, bringing your ribs together and just lifting your abdominal muscles in and up, you'll automatically feel that connection. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the work that you want to do while you're pregnant and post-pregnancy is more stabilizing work. Imagine feeling that corset. You can do what we call TVA breaths while you're pregnant and postpartum, where you exhale out your mouth, creating a ha sound. And as you exhale that ha out, you draw your abs in and up. So you're feeling that, again, that deep core connection. Our diaphragm, our breathing, and our abdominals are also interconnected. So it's about learning how to breathe really properly through the back body and through the lungs, and then learning how to support your body with your deep core muscles and support your pregnancy and support your baby. So there's a lot of things you can continue to do, even, lunges, squats, lower body work is great to keep up with. Upper body weights, light weights are wonderful. I always loved working with a TheraBand when I was pregnant, especially with the twins. I would sit on the floor upright and I would get that deep core connection. I'd wrap a TheraBand around my feet and then pull my elbows straight back and do a low row. So I was squeezing my shoulder blades and strengthening my upper back, which tends to round forward when you're pregnant and when you're nursing and when you're picking up your kids. So it's like a win-win move that you can do pre and postnatal, because you're working your pelvic floor muscles, you're working your lower back, you're working your transverse abdominals by sitting up tall and feeling that scoop of the abs. You're strengthening your back muscles by doing the rowing exercise. And you're also getting a really nice hamstring stretch because your legs are straight out in front of you.
Right. And those are all excellent things. And you're so right about hunching over, because I look in the mirror sometimes, and I'm nursing right now and I have one on the way, and I'm like, oh my God, look at my posture. This is horrible. And I get so frustrated with myself, and I'm really trying hard. And, I take a lot of fitness classes, and I'm always really conscious of, okay, well, can I do this? Can I not do this? And I had actually stopped taking mat Pilates because I was told, well, you can't really raise your head and do a lot of the 100s and a lot of the other things. And so I think it's really important for women to know what exactly they can and cannot do, because there is so much you can still do with Pilates.
Exactly. I agree.
So what are some of the moves just in mat Pilates that a woman could still do, or some modifications?
So I like to do a lot of the work in mat Pilates on my forearms. I come down onto my seat, bend my knees, place my feet flat on the floor in front of me, and then I lower back to my forearms. And when you're on your forearms, you can have a direct view of your abs, of your core. So you can notice, again, watch for that coning or doming, but you can notice the deep core connection. And then you can just work on little leg lifts, hinging from the hip, drawing one knee up at a time. You can sit upright and do the 100s in the position, like I mentioned, with the TheraBand. So your feet are straight out in front of you. You take your arms out in front of you. You draw the abs in and up, and you pump the arms seated upright. It's almost like your Frankenstein arms out in front of you.
Right.
And you want to envision the tricep muscles engaging, the lat muscles, the shoulders, the scapula drawing down the back. And as you're pumping the arms, you're exhaling the air out and scooping the abs in. You can do hip bridges. You can do sideline leg work. I love all of the side work when you're pregnant. Side forearm planks. Side dips. You can do clams where you open and close that top leg. You can do side lying leg lifts where you lift and lower the leg. A lot of women have labrum issues, hip issues, and all of that hip strengthening is wonderful as well. And our hips and glutes also support our back and core as well. So just strengthening that area is amazing. You can do a lot of standing Pilates when you're pregnant. Hold on to the back of a chair. Take your feet into the Pilates first position where the heels are together, toes are slightly turned out. Again, find that nice deep core connection. Just do some little heel raises where you go up to the ball of the feet and then lower the heels down. You look at some of Joseph Pilates' old standing work. It's incredible because he did a lot standing and he was a boxer. So he knew what it was like to keep that corset area engaged while you're standing. And I think that's important for moms to feel like your Pilates doesn't have to be lying down on your back the whole time and lifting your head and neck up uncomfortably. You can work your core in all different facets, like standing, side lying, prone on your hands and knees. You can do a lot of little knee tucks with the knee to the nose and extend the leg back. You can do a lot of hip work when you're on your all fours, doing little glute hip raises, like pushing one foot up to the ceiling. So there is so much you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's
get you my DVD. I have a prenatal.
I was just going to say, okay,
DVD that comes with a TheraBand. So I'll see if I have any here in New York on me, and if not, I'll just have one shipped to you.
Oh, I would love that. Thank you. And for everybody else listening who's may or may not be in New York, where can they go to get all of your DVDs and to read more about everything you have to offer?
Oh, thank you. It's Kristin McGee, www.KristinMcGee.com.
Okay.
And it is the same on Instagram, Kristin McGee. My name is spelled with an I-N, not an E-N. And same with all of the social channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. But if you go to my website, everything will be there.
Perfect. And how can people get involved in the Peloton if they are interested?
Oh, and that's amazing. So if anyone lives in New York or is visiting New York, they can come and take my studio class. Also happy to have you or anyone you know as my guest. So just ping me, let me know.
Oh,
and you can sign up online at studio.onepeloton.com. And then as of December 26th, we will go live stream.
Oh, great. That's so exciting.
I think the app is maybe $20 a month to join, which is nothing. And you'll get access to live stream yoga classes always. And all of their library, as a matter of fact, which even if you don't own the bike or the treadmill, you can use the app and take a treadmill class on any treadmill. You know, like you don't have to own the hardware to have access to all those amazing teachers and classes.
Yeah, that is a great idea because especially at $20 a month, that's nothing compared to what we pay for a gym membership. And and to take it with you to your gym or anywhere.
Yep. I've done that with the bike even. Like I'll just go to the gym and get on a regular bike and then use one of like Allie's workouts or Robin's workouts to do with me on my iPhone.
Mm-hmm. That is so smart. That's great. And I know also you believe you stand by so many brands, and I would love to talk with you another time about the brands that you really like, health and wellness wise, and otherwise. We have like 30 seconds left. Just tell me one brand that you're currently working with.
I would love that. If people have questions or if we want to do a follow-up and talk about brands and nutrition and all of that, I would love that.
Okay.
So sorry,
well, that would be terrific. Yes. Kristin McGee, thank you so much for joining me today. It was a pleasure talking and so much great information. You're welcome. So much great information. Kristin McGee, celebrity Pilates and yoga instructor here in New York City, but also, as you heard, you can get her DVDs and you can follow her classes now with the Peloton app anywhere in the U.S. Don't forget, you can always follow us on social media, Passport Mommy on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and on my website, passportmommy.com. You can always listen to this show and any other show that you have missed in the past. And don't forget to sign up because you will be entered in to win all kinds of giveaways that we do throughout the weeks. More coming up in just a few.
Passport Mommy with Michelle Jerson. Passport Mommy with Michelle Jerson is a show about the journey of motherhood. Joining you on your greatest adventure, here's Michelle Jerson, the Passport Mommy.
Thanks so much for joining us today. We are going to speak with Clara Rey. She is a women's empowerment wellness coach and hypnotist. She focuses on helping women conquer major life changes through nurturing self-worth, love, and compassion. And we know that as moms, that is something we all can use. Clara, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me, Michelle. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. So, I really wanted to speak with you because I think a lot of what moms do, especially new moms, is really get down on ourselves sometimes. We are working our butts off from morning until night and we're balancing motherhood. Maybe we're balancing our career as well and everything else, keeping up a home. It could get really stressful. And I think we don't give ourselves enough credit. So I wanted to talk with you and just find out how you work with moms to get them to relax a little bit and realize how great of a job they're doing.
I think one of the important things is that we don't realize that self-care is one of the biggest ways that we can relax and find ways to de-stress ourselves. And essentially my work with moms is to generally help them see themselves as women and not just mothers, because a lot of times women lose their identity to motherhood when it's really a combined, you're one whole being. You're not two beings. You're not a woman and the mother. You're a woman who's a mother.
Exactly. And so when you talk about self-care, I know for me, it was such a struggle at the beginning to even get to the salon to get a haircut because I didn't have any family nearby to help out. And I was hesitant to leave my daughter with the sitter so early on. So what are some things that moms can do for self-care that maybe don't take going to a salon or a spa right away?
How would I describe it? The first thing you can do is actually not feel guilty about allowing yourself those opportunities to do those things. Because a lot of times, like exactly what you described, that you didn't feel comfortable leaving your daughter. And so there's like a slight sense of guilt. Oh, am I leaving too soon? Should I not be doing this? Am I neglecting? And in reality, you doing those small things that help you relieve stress and help you feel good about yourself essentially allow you to give better care.
Right. Exactly. And that was something that I really did need to tell myself, that if I'm not a whole person 100% mentally, then how could I be that great of a mom to my daughter? So it is so important, like you said, to do those things. What is a technique that you use with women to just help them realize those things and to just relax and have more self-esteem?
So there's something really incredibly easy that you can do at anywhere, anytime. And it's a grounding technique that involves you asking yourself about how you're doing. So throughout your day, you can always check in with yourself. Because if you notice your daily structure, you're always constantly interacting with people, and you always ask people how they're doing. And you generally care, and you give concern. Oh, how are you doing? Are you happy? Are you sad? But we don't really do that to ourselves. We don't really ask ourselves how we're doing.
Right.
And so it starts with you simply checking in, how am I doing, and acknowledging the emotions that you feel in that second. So that way, if you're stressed, you ask yourself, how am I doing? I'm really stressed. And then by you acknowledging it, you can take the steps to relieve that pressure. So if you're feeling stressed, maybe going for a walk, instead of just letting it build up and become bigger than what it is.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, because I know that can happen very quickly and very easily. And then you may end up taking it out on the ones you love, not necessarily your child, but your husband or your parents or whoever. And then all of a sudden you just feel like, oh my gosh, I can't take this all anymore. So I completely understand what you're saying. And I think it's the little things like that that are so important. Where can people go if they want to get in touch with you or learn a little bit more about what you're doing and how you can work with them?
So right now, my website is clararayonline.com, and I'm also on social media.
Great. What is your social?
Clara Rey Online.
Oh, perfect. Okay. And then do you work with people over FaceTime or Skype, or if they're not local to where you're located?
Absolutely. I generally love Skype or Zoom calls just because I love face-to-face connection, so that way we can really get to know one another and connect.
Yes, absolutely.
And build a relationship.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's brilliant. Clara, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. It is so important for us moms to take care of ourselves, not to beat ourselves up, because, we've done that enough throughout our lives. We don't need that on top of everything else we have going on. Thank you so much for taking the time today to listen to The Passport Mommy. I'm Michelle Jerson. I hope you have a great, wonderful rest of the day, and take care of yourself and be good to yourself. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you next week.
Passport Mommy with Michelle Jerson